So hello everyone and welcome to Bullseye. So this is a new initiative of HitBullsEye in which we are going to discuss the current affairs of every day, some 4 or 5 important news from every day that we think are really important from any exam's perspective, and that is the least that you should know. So this is an initiative of HitBullsEye. If you like this initiative, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you always receive the notifications whenever we post these videos. Right? So let us see what important events there are to discuss in this particular video. So we'll be discussing 5 important topics that happened in the last day. First is United States has joined International Solar Alliance. So we will see in brief what is International Solar Alliance, what are the implications of United States joining it. Secondly, we will see that China has delivered its largest warship to Pakistan. So we will see some geopolitical issues associated with it, how China and Pakistan coming together are for Indian foreign policy, what is the implication in the Indo-Pacific. Then the third news is that Fumio Kishida has finally been re-elected as the new Prime Minister of Japan. So he was finalized 2 months back, but now that the parliamentary elections have been held in Japan, finally he has cemented his position as the Prime Minister of Japan. In the fourth news, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi has launched 2 key initiatives of Reserve Bank of India. We'll see what those initiatives are and how they can be helpful in promoting financial inclusion and in promoting financial stature of India. And finally, we have a woman billionaire. So for the first time, India has a self-made young woman billionaire in Nykaa's founder, Falguni Nair. So that is also a significant news. These are the 5 important things we are going to discuss. So let's see one by one. In the first important news, important in the sense that the Conference of Parties 26th meeting, that is COP26, is going on in Glasgow. In fact, it ended yesterday, but it was in Glasgow in Scotland. And United States, being one of the largest emitters of carbon dioxide, joining an alliance which was started by India. So there are various implications of this particular news. First, it is a good news for the climate change or our fight against climate change, I would say. So it is a positive that one of the largest emitters of carbon dioxide has joined an alliance that promotes solar panels throughout the world so that solar energy can be harnessed and the world can reverse some of the climate change it has done in the past 2 centuries. So it has become the 101st member. That means 100 countries have already joined the International Solar Alliance. And if we talk about International Solar Alliance, it was established in 2015, right after COP21 or Conference of Parties 21, which is famously known as the Paris Climate Agreement. So in 2015, this Conference of Parties was held in Paris, and a very elaborate agreement came out of it, under which every country was required to tell its nationally determined contributions, according to which the emissions could be reduced and renewable energy could be enhanced. Now, just after that Paris Agreement, India sensed an opportunity and it initiated the formation of an alliance called International Solar Alliance. So India, along with France, initiated the idea that there should be an international body through which solar energy should be promoted. Now, initially, the idea was only to bring those countries that fall within the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. So the countries on this map that you can see, which are in dark color, so either in yellow or yellowish color or in dark orange and red color, these are the countries that receive the maximum sunlight for maximum days of the year, right? So the countries that were wholly or partially within these tropics were the first choice to be attracted to join the International Solar Alliance. However, soon various other countries also, they expressed their desire to join International Solar Alliance. So eventually they were also allowed, And now any country in the world can become a member of International Solar Alliance. So the idea is that solar energy should be promoted so that more and more countries become members of the International Solar Alliance, and so that solar energy can be harnessed. So the unique thing is that India was one of the founders of International Solar Alliance. In fact, the co-founder of International Solar Alliance. So its headquarters are in Gurugram in India, which again is a rare thing to see because most of the international organizations have their headquarters in European or North American countries. And also at the COP26 that is going on in Glasgow, India has pitched for an idea that is called OSOWOG, which is one sun, one world, one grid. So this is a very ambitious idea, but India has nonetheless put forward this futuristic idea in which the entire world is expected to have a single electricity grid that will be connected with each other. Because the major problem in solar energy that we are facing right now is the storage part. Because at any time of the year, at any time of the day, solar energy is, sun is shining somewhere on the earth. On half of the hemisphere, sun is always shining. The challenge is how to channelize that particular energy into electricity and to send it to a place where it is required the most. And for that to happen, we need a grid that is connected throughout the world. And that is an idea put forward by India in the form of one sun, one world, one grid. So if this idea becomes a reality, International Solar Alliance will be a very, I would say it will play a nodal role in this idea to become a reality. So now that USA has joined International Solar Alliance, solar energy would see a lot of boost in USA, which is a good news for India as well. So India has also put forward a target that it is going to have 455 gigawatts of electricity from non-conventional sources or from renewable sources by 2030. And in those 450 gigawatts, solar energy is going to play a dominant role. In the second news, China has delivered its largest warship to Pakistan. Now, this news is concerning for India. It is disturbing for India in the sense that India is having hostile relations with Pakistan, I think always on and off. But with China, for the last 2 years, or at least 1.5 years, India has been embroiled in a land controversy or a territorial controversy in Eastern Ladakh. So in such a time, when Indo-Pacific is being contested, and when China and Pakistan are not and on good terms with India. In such a time, China supporting Pakistan, supplying such a strategic asset is not a good news for India. So the name of the warship is PNS Tagril, and it is the first of 4. So that means China is going to deliver 4 such warships to Pakistan to strengthen Pakistani Navy's position in the Indian Ocean. So it is the first hull of 4 Type 54 frigates. So as you can see in the image, this is the warship that China has delivered, and it has enormous capabilities. It can fire surface to surface, surface to air. It has underwater firepower as well, and it has extensive surveillance potential. That means it can cover a sizable portion in the Indian Ocean. It has concerns for India because it is seen as a nexus between China and Pakistan, with both of them coming together to counter the rising power of India in the Indian Ocean region. The same thing that maybe India is trying to do in the Indo-Pacific region by becoming a member of the Quad. So the Quad or the Quadrilateral Alliance that constitutes USA, Japan, Australia, and India is also being largely seen as an attempt to contain the rising influence of China in the East China Sea, South China Sea, and overall the Indo-Pacific region. Similarly, China is now trying to strengthen Pakistan Navy's position and is trying to reduce the influence of India there. Then, so Indian Ocean region dynamics are going to change and China-Pakistan ties are going to be a problem. Indian aircraft carriers, if we talk about, India has only one aircraft carrier right now, that is INS Vikramaditya, which is in operation. Other than that, India is in the process of building another aircraft carrier, that is INS Arihant. And as far as submarines are concerned, India has only one submarine, that is INS Arihant, and the aircraft carrier is INS Vikrant. So India needs to keep a check on the activities of both China and Pakistan in the region. Next, Mr. Fumio Kishida has been re-elected as the Prime Minister of Japan. So he is the 100th Prime Minister of Japan, and he belongs to the Liberal Democratic Party, the LDP. So before him, Mr. Yoshihide Suga was the Prime Minister of Japan. So it's just a factual news. And sidewise, you should know that Tokyo is the capital of Japan and Japanese yen is the currency of Japan. So this name is important, Fumio Kishida and his party, Liberal Democratic Party. Moving on to the next news, the Prime Minister has launched two initiatives of RBI. One is RBI Retail Direct Scheme, which is aimed at retail investors. And second is Integrated Ombudsman Scheme, which is aimed at resolving the disputes of the banking sector. So in the first scheme, this is a new scheme for retail investors, those investors who directly invest in the government securities. So they will now be able to maintain their government securities online free of cost. So they will be able to open their accounts online, can trade in government securities, and all of it can be done free of cost, the buying and selling of government securities. So this is the first scheme, making it easier for the investors. And secondly, One Nation, One Ombudsman scheme, where an online portal has been started where you can complain against any banking problem that you have. So an online ombudsman, or in other words, grievance redressal authority has been constituted, which will redress the grievances of the customers. Right? So any authority that is under the control of RBI, if they do not provide any services or if they are lacking any services, the customers can directly go on this portal and register a complaint. So these are the two initiatives launched by RBI. And finally, we have a new woman billionaire, or we should say the first woman billionaire of India of a startup. So Nykaa's Falguni Nair has become India's richest self-made woman billionaire and the first woman to head a unicorn. So unicorn is a term which is used for a startup that has exceeded $1 billion in market capitalization. So we have unicorns like Byju's, like Unacademy, like Flipkart, like Oyo Rooms. So these are the startups that have exceeded $1 billion in their market cap. And Nykaa has now become another brand, and she is the first woman to do so. So Nykaa was founded in 2012, and in just 9 years, its market cap has breached 1 lakh crore limits on the stock exchange. So it was recently listed, and the shares were issued at a premium price, 79.38% premium, thereby making her the first woman billionaire of a startup. So these were some of the important news that we had to discuss today. I hope you liked the session. If you liked the session, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you receive the notifications every day. So you'll see these videos every day at 11 a.m. Stay tuned. Thank you so much.